see.
I'll just press it twice.
Satnam.
Satnam.
Trying to work it out here. We're in the car. Shiv-FKA car. In the car.
In the car.
With Samaj.
In the car.
Day 4.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Day 4. Sit and drop. 1 hour meditation. And today Samaj had an appointment at the doctor's. And so we knew that we had to just sit and drop in the car. And that's what we did.
We did.
How was it for you? So again, Samaj got allergies. His eyes are really sore and sensitive, especially in this. It's grey here, but the light's really bright. So he's got his shades on.
I'm gonna keep my side. No, they're prescription, so they're legit, right?
He's legitimately cool.
I'm legitimately cool, right?
Right. So how was that for you? Sitting in the car.
It's fine. You always recognize all the stuff going on around you when you're in the car out at the park. All the car engines starting and trucks and wheels rolling on the asphalt and people's music and yeah, there's so much. You just notice everything when you're out. Not that I didn't notice as much of that yesterday because we were at home. So
more of it today. So less activity in your mind today, more
less activity, more noticing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what happened when you noticed? I mean, did you have any feeling about it, or was it just that was, you just noticed it and?
Yeah, I just noticed it.
See, that's the allowing.
Then it'll just it'll pass.
All right.
It'll pass. I think because I was at the doctor today, so we live up here in Petaluma, and I have all these, and I have allergies, and they're just like allergies, like it's like a bucket nowadays. Like they just dump everything into the allergy bucket. It's like, oh well, we don't know quite what's wrong with you. It's an allergy, and so I ride as often as I can with my road bike, and so and I haven't been breathing that well. So I was thinking about breath. That's what the doctor and I were talking about, like breathing and, will this all pass and all those things. But yeah, breath. It's like, I had this vision like you're underwater and you're kind of like chilling there. And it's like, if you chill too long, you may drown. So you have to come up for a breath, you have to come up and go. And when do we come up and actually take that breath sometimes? Sometimes we try to stay down a little longer than we should, and it can create a lot of problems. So that's what I thought about. It's like, yeah, you got to come up for that breath, like a sea otter or a whale, or you can stay down a long time, but
or even a deep sea diver.
Or a deep sea diver, yeah.
Getting the bends and things.
You got to come up, and you can't come up fast.
Right.
So it has to,
So you can't leave it too late that
No.
you're needing to, because that's when you're going to get into trouble.
Exactly. Maybe that's what's happening. We get in trouble because we leave it too late.
We leave it too late, then we're
rushing to get to the top to take that breath, and
then we're gasping and thrashing when we do get to the top. So all of that.
Then it's.
Whereas if we could be a little more notice, a little more when we need to rise, then we can come up, and we can still be stable through all of that.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm happy. We very rarely can see us at the doctor's, but recently we've both had our blood tests done. We've both had eye tests, and last year, because I had high blood pressure at the dentist, I ended up asking the doctor to see a cardiologist. I was kind of concerned. I saw one and he left me out of his office. That's what happened with that. Samaj decided he wasn't breathing and maybe he needed to just check out that, and she's laughed him out the office today.
Yeah. So well, you're one of my healthiest patients.
You're okay. It's just the allergies.
It's just
but
allergies.
It's good because it's easy to not take the time to do these things. I've talked in other videos about, my eyes. It's been 2 years, I think, that I've known that I should go and get an eye test. My eyes are fine, but they're aging with me, I guess. But I didn't know that, and it's so much harder not to know. And so often we only go and check when we think something's wrong. And things like our blood test and our eye test, these are things that we can go and, obviously getting your sugar tested is with the blood test. Things like this we can just do as we go along. So I'm sure you feel better today, even though you weren't worried about it. at least that's kind of, you had an EKG and all of that stuff, and it's, your heart's good, as far
Yeah.
as anyone can tell,
Yeah.
anyway.
I mean, yeah, as far as they can
And breath.
tell.
And
But
breath, like if we don't have breath, what do we have?
you have death.
Death on the other side of breath.
Yeah, that's what you have as a human. If you don't have breath, then you're in some trouble.
I was in two places, and actually, that's the second one. I was really like, and then I went back to the first, and then I lost the second one. And I was like, wow, what was that? And I was like, well, it'll come back, or maybe it won't. But I was thinking about Get Your Happy Back, actually, and the group, and how it's like what was it? It's like a collective.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like the Get Your Happy Back collective.
Yeah, that's a good way to.
And then I was just sitting there, just imagining going around this collective growing. That there's two student or teacher. We're all students, and we're all just pursuing this way to feel a little bit better in our lives. You know, that we call getting your happy back, and it being this. It's not a group. And it's more than just a community. It's a collective. Mm-hmm. So that was something really nice. And then I'm also working on a new talk, The Ever-Changing Entrepreneur. You can't give from an empty cup. And I had this whole visual, you know, I've been thinking about using a tea set at the beginning. Well, here's what's interesting about that, because I was like, you can't give from an empty cup, so you need to have your cup full. So if I was going to do a little demo of this, say I have a tray of tea, and I've got my cup, and then I want to give you some. So I take my cup and I pour some into yours. If I want to give you a cup, then that's all of my cup, and actually then some, because some will get lost. So now you've got a cup, but mine's empty. Okay, so I'll go to the pot. Hopefully there's some in the pot for me, right? Oh, and Jim wants a cup as well. Okay, I've got to give Jim a cup. Okay, so I'll give Jim a cup. Oh, that's okay. And then I go, oh, now it's empty. So I was like, oh, when it comes to you, you give their tea to everyone. But even if you give it out, then even if you go to the pot, you still at some point you give it out to everyone else first, and you come back and there's none in the pot for you. And the mistake we make is we think that we're the teacup, or we think that we're the pot. But what if we're all of that? What if that we're all of that and none of that? I don't know. This is just what's coming up today. In that we're all of it. In that there's the teacup, there's the pot, but it doesn't end there. In order to get the pot, you need the kettle. The kettle needs to have water. The water needs to come from somewhere. The tea needs to come from the plants. And so there's an infinite source of this that we can tap into if we can learn how to cultivate it ourselves, if we can learn how to make our tea and go harvest our water and bring it together, right? Make fire to make the water hot. Or we can buy it. Or we can go out and buy our tea, we can pay for electricity, we can buy our water, and we can rely on someone else and it being external. And so that's what I was feeling about the way that we fill ourselves up, is that quite often we're looking what externally can fill us up, when actually we need to connect to the infinite source. And then we don't need to keep going out. We actually know how to get to that infinite source. Now, it isn't all straight in my head, but it's a lot straighter than it was. I mean, I'm just seeing this like even if you realize you're not the cup and you go to the pot's going to get empty, the pot needs refilling. Well, maybe, and this is where I think a lot of us get caught, and this is where I saw a lot of us getting caught, we get good at making sure we've got enough in the pot. Make sure we've got the kettle on, right? So, but we're stopping there, right, with the kettle on. But what if we could go further? We get the water, we could plant our thing. Like, what if there's infinite? And so we've got good at gauging how much we need to put in the pot so that we can fulfill everyone else and hopefully still have a cup left for us at the end. Hopefully. And if not, we'll go put the kettle back on and we'll make another pot. But of course that pot will get given out, and then probably there won't be enough at the end of that one too. So realizing that there's never not enough, because there's always more than enough, because it's infinite. I don't know how that all pans out, but that's what came up for me today. So it was those two things. The collective, literally I was sitting there thinking the collective, and then there was a tea tray sitting out in front of me, and I was just looking at the tea tray. And I was in a talk, and I was giving it out. I actually started the talk with asking, when I go to the talk, that there be a table with a tea tray, with my tea tray set on it. and the first thing I'm going to do is come ask three people to come and join me. I'm English, have a cup of tea, and then sit down. We're going to pour the cups that have been on left for me, of course, and then that's how we'll start the conversation. They go back with their cup of tea, and we'll start.
So you don't really need the tea. The tea is just a symbol of something.
Absolutely, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's really cool. Day 4, and I don't know about you, but I'm really. This is really cool. I just looked at the clock too, and it's 1, 2, 2, 3. You cheeky bugger. That's funny. Bloody hell. You're terrible, you are. So, anyway, yeah, I think that's probably... Oh, I have a question. Every time I close my eyes, quite often. Quite often. Which one is it, Shiv? Quite often. What colour are your eyelids?
Oh, that's a good one.
Isn't it?
They change.
Yes! So if you've never sat and done this, but when you do sit and do this, go ahead, tell us, what colour are your eyelids?
Red, pink, black, purple, yellow. Those are.
Does that surprise you?
No, doesn't surprise me. Because I've experienced that before. But you know, so I play a little game. I try to make the color that I want. Like so. So say
that's
you
a
have
really good allowing practice, isn't it?
Say you have.
I try to make it.
Yeah, I try. I don't try to make it. I try to keep it. So say
that's still really good allowing
there's
too.
a yellow, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to keep that yellow there.
Allow.
But you know what? It doesn't stay. It dissolves into whatever it wants, and you're left with whatever it is. You can't control it. Is basically what I'm saying.
How many eyelids do you have?
Oh, when you have none. I mean, you just.
It's personal.
Yeah. How
many do you
eyelids?
Yeah.
One.
Okay.
I mean, I don't.
You have 2?
Oh, you mean like for real?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've got an answer. I've got an answer to that question. I'll tell you my answer afterwards.
Oh, like so when I have my eyes closed,
yeah.
and it doesn't even look like I have an eyelid.
Okay, so that's cool. I mean, it's all different for us. So I feel like I have 1,000 eyelids. That's why I asked you how many you have.
1,000 eyelids.
Yeah, and so for me, when I'm going into meditation, and this has happened since the beginning, and it's different for all of us, is that my eyelids are like a shutter. So I close my eyes. Yeah. That's the first one. And then as I drop, they go like that. And now, sometimes if I want to drop, I do that with my eyelid. It's like a shutter, and it takes me to the next. It's a drop, and so I feel like I've got these eyelids keep going like that. Because there's 1,000 eyelids in the meditation, it's one. It actually was one of my. I do like. I love it. I mean, it's very. Yeah, and as each one comes down, it gets darker and darker from the outside and lighter on the inside. Kind of like blackout blinds, right? That kind of thing. So, yeah, that's. I've been wanting to ask you those 2 questions. They're like, what color are your eyelids, and how many eyelids do you have? So, what color are your eyelids? We'll leave you with that one. What color are your eyelids, and how many eyelids do you have? We would love to know, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Let's find out.
Let's find out. And so here's a change up for tomorrow. Listen up, listen up. So when we started this, we didn't know what we were doing. We knew we were doing it. So we're doing it for 40 days, and we're committed to coming here. We're committed to sitting for an hour and then coming to you 1 minute later. So as we open our eyes, we wake up with you. Well, not wake up, we're not sleeping, but wake up to the world outside as opposed to the one inside and around us. And so tomorrow I am actually in a meeting at noon, so won't be able to do the meditation at 11:11. So we are going to do it at 9:09, which means we will be live here at 10:10 a.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. So 10:10 Pacific Standard Time on Friday, not our usual 12:12. And that actually, in our practice of allowing today, we said, oh, yeah, okay, we can do that. We change the time. We will tell you the day before. And so that's our little commitment, meaning that we have to, at 9:09 tomorrow, sit and drop. And at 10:10, go live, and then get the shuttle out of there so I can get to my meeting. So we will see you tomorrow at 10:10. In the meantime, let us know what color are your eyelids and how many do you have. And we were in the car today with the phone, so Truly Living Church, I know we said that we would have our comments so we'd be able to see you. Can't see it on the phone. We're rolling with it here. But tomorrow we'll be home, so we will be able to see the comments. So if you get to join us live tomorrow, drop us a comment. We'll be able to respond to you.
Absolutely.
Okay? We're learning as we go here. This is Shiv-FKA.
And Samaj.
We are the Feel Better Life, baby. That was funny. I didn't even see that. I was like, what is he doing?
That was good.
Are you going to do that anytime I say the Feel Better Life, darling?
I'm going to do that.
The Feel Better Life, darling.
See? Like Pavlov's dog.
TheFeelBetterLife.com. Because everything's better when we feel a little bit better. We can't fix it all, but we can do just a little bit to feel better. We love you. Sit now.